Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to the story of Eva being a complete jerk, Natsume pointing a gun at people, and Jessica coughing out her lungs. Jessica suddenly started coughing. At first, I thought she was just choking after yelling too loud, but before long, I realized how painful it looked. Jessica kept coughing and choking, down on her hands and knees.
Jessica, しっかり。なんじゃ先生。
ジェシカさん、吸入器を早く。私が持ってきているのがあります。
Dr. Nanju pulled out a broncholitis inhaler from his own bag, which was lying on the sofa, and handed it to Jessica. Come to think of it, 6 years ago, didn't Jessica sometimes break into violent coughing and have to use that? However, 6 years ago, I had never seen Jessica look like she was in this much pain.
兄貴、ジェシカってこんなに喘息ひどかったっけ？ここ数年でだいぶ悪くなったんだよ。大丈夫な時はいいんだけどね。突然発作が来ると咳が止まらなくなるんだよ。
お嬢様、お薬です。さあ。
Taking the inhaler from Canon-kun, Jessica used it with a practiced hand. It looked like her throat would still itch for a while, but she had it under control.
大丈夫かよ、ジェシカ。びっくりしたぜ。
大したことねえよ。心配すんじゃねえぜ。
Beads of sweat covered Jessica's whole body, and she couldn't hide her rough breathing, but it looked like her sudden attack had calmed down for now. This disturbance had made the dangerous atmosphere up until now seem slightly unfocused. But that was fine. That kind of battle of mutual suspicion was completely unnecessary. When you think about it, even finding alibis for each other and looking for the culprit was probably unnecessary. After all, we're just powerless ordinary people. And when the police come tomorrow, they'll definitely employ cutting-edge techniques and investigate the case thoroughly, solving all of the riddles and arresting the culprit.
確かにバトラ君の言う通りかしら。夏日姉さんが疑わしいように。
Exactly. There's just, with that kind of logic, there's so much evidence for and against you, and I really think we don't have anywhere near enough evidence to convict either one, if that makes sense properly.
それを今議論し合うのは確かに不毛ね。明日、警察に全てを任せれば済むだけの話よ。
Let's all just calm down and breathe. And stop yelling at each other. No, we don't want to know, Eva. Just shut up.
犯人を。
I don't care.
大切な人を失った痛みを思い知らせてやるために、1秒でも早く知りたいんじゃない？
それは否定しないです。これだけの上等を決めてくれやがった野郎を。たとえ、でも、だからといって、18人の中の誰かを疑いたくはない。さっきはああ言ったが、俺はエヴァおばさんだって疑いたくない。俺にとってのエヴァおばさんは、ちゃめっ気があって、いつも楽しくさせてくれる最高のおばさんだ。そんなおばさんと、こんな罵り合いはしたくねえ。ここにいる誰だって、そんなことは望んでねえはずさ。だろ、みんな。バトラ君に同じ。意味のない罵り合いだね。多分これだけの人数が朝から一ところにずっと集まってるから、みんなストレスが溜まってるんだよ。
It might also have to do the fact that a bunch of people got murdered today. Or at midnight. Sometimes some people got murdered at night.
無理もないことです。言ってできるものではありませんが、なるべく皆さんリラックスしましょう。
So we all just gonna spend the day relaxing? Okay, let me fix this text box. I hate doing that because then it puts that stupid arrow in.
わしらも頭を冷やすべきとちゃうか。レシートの件は確かにお父さんの失踪を探る上で重要な手がかりになると思うで。警察が来たら話すといいやろ。
そうね。そう。レシートの一件でつい鬼の首を取ったような気持ちになっちゃったのね。確かに夏日姉さんだけを疑うのはフェアじゃないわ。私たちだって等しく疑わしい。でもね、バトラ君、レシートの話だけは本当よ。これ忘れないでね。そしてこれがどういう意味を持つか、
Eva, stop pushing it.
考えてみてね。
Aunt Eva and Hideyoshi Oji-san stood up. It looked like they planned on leaving the parlor.
結局私たちはこんな推理ごっこしても意味はないのよ。だってどうせ警察が全て明かしてくれるんですもの。
That's right. Even if we don't play this detective game, the typhoon will pass. And when those lively seagulls return to the harbor, everything will settle itself. That's right. If you think about it, this kind of crime is completely trivial. It will definitely be resolved. Even if we do nothing. When the seagulls cry. Suspicious seagulls? I don't want to see your face either.
確か姉さんは昨日ゲストハウスに帰らなくて済むように
You know, it was even said It was even said in the comments that not only is she annoying, but her voice made it just like twice as annoying. Just hearing her voice, like her yelling. I think that's what really did it.
鍵もチェーンもかかる。横になれるベッドもあるし、主人もマリアちゃんとチャンネル争いをせずにテレビを見ることができるわ。お好きになさるといいでしょう。でもくれぐれも用心を。ありがとう姉さん。そして余計なお世話よ。姉さんはみんなの監視をよろしくね。犯人はこの中に必ずいるんだから。そして姉さんも自分が監視をされていることをお忘れなく。捨て台詞はそれで十分ですか？ええ、十分よ。じゃあね、夏日姉さん。それまでチェーンをかけて閉じこもってるわ。源氏、カノ、お二人を客室までお送りを。結構よ。送り狼なんて嫌だもの。むしろ私たちが部屋に行くまで誰もこの部屋を出ないでくれる方が安心よ。ジョージ行くわよ。
僕はここでみんなといるよ。
ジョージ、この部屋に犯人がいるのよ。
Thanks, Eva.
そんなところにいるつもり？
この部屋を出るということは親族の誰かを疑うのと同じことだよ。僕はあんな恐ろしいことができる人間が親族にいるなんて信じない。
ジョージ、あなたからも言ってやってよ。
ジョージももう一人前の男や。そのジョージの仁義がこの部屋
That's
から
right,
出るに
Hideyoshi.
言わせるなら
You stand up for
それも
George.
勝手やろ。好きにさせたれ。
父さん。
I can't tell if that was supposed to be like disappointed or if that was supposed to be, I don't know what that was, but I really do like Hideyoshi a lot more than I like Eva. The only voice that called after them was the sound of the rain. Oh. The parlor was being buried beneath the savage atmosphere. When I looked at the clock, I was surprised to find that it was already evening. Had we really spent that much time worrying about needless things, talking with each other fighting with each other? Feeling bored, I started clawing at my head when Maria and I made eye contact. Since I had thought that she was completely immersed in the TV, I was a little surprised.
今なら信じるぜ。手紙も殺人もすべてベアトリーチェの仕業だ。
Now, do you really? I think you're more just trying to get information out of her, but
むしろ頼むからそうだと名乗り出てほしいぜ。
I don't know if you quite believe that yet.
19人目の仕業ってことにさせてくれ。じゃなきゃ俺たち18人はいつまでも互いを疑い合わなくちゃならねえ。これなら19人目の存在を信じる方がマシさ。扉も窓も開けずにじいさまを外へ連れ出すなんて。ベアトリーチェならお茶の子さいさいなんだろう。
Maria, after taking a single short breath, hung her head and then raised it again.
そうだよ。
Oh, you just get that chill, don't you?
魔女の前に扉の鍵なんて何の役にも立たないんだよ。ベアトリーチェは72中の全てに精通する。33位のガープは望む相手を望む場所へ瞬時に運ぶ力を与えるし、彼女にとってどのような密室に閉じこもった人間だろうと連れ出すことは難しいことでも何でもないんだよ。
魔女はすげえな。頼むから、もしまだ事件を起こす気なら絶対に人間には無理なことをして俺に19人目を、いや魔女の存在を信じさせてくれよ。
いいよ、あったら伝えておくよ。
Crap. Nothing made sense to me for a while now. Just when I wanted to believe in a 19th person, I deny it. And when I want to believe that there are only 18 people, I deny that too. Even though I wish that there were more than just the 18 people here, I couldn't accept the existence of that 19th person. In short, even though there are more than 18 people, there are less than 19 people. The number of people in this mansion is between 19 and 18. So the number of people can't be represented by an integer. However, it's impossible for there to be anything after the decimal point. I don't know, maybe if there's like a leg there. That would count, right? You shouldn't be able to show the number of people with anything but an integer. And yet, less than 19 but more than 18. How do you explain the fraction less than 1? It's no wonder. That 19th person was something that couldn't be seen. That's why, since you can only write the number of people as an integer, you couldn't see that person. The witch cannot be seen, because Beatrice has no body. Therefore, she is invisible. Is there a 19th person or not? Does the witch exist or not? Less than 19, but greater than 18. The witch exists somewhere in between. And what time are we looking at now? Oh boy, it is starting to get later, isn't it? And while we've discussed the possibility of Beatrice existing and not existing, and of it being one of our family members and not being one of our family members, we've effectively achieved almost nothing. I guess the plan is to try to burn time until tomorrow comes and the typhoon goes away. The uncomfortable atmosphere continued even after those two left. It was thick with the idea that thinking about who is the culprit would be the same as deciding who to doubt. It had begun to feel like discussion of the case was itself taboo. So no one mentioned the case, at least out loud. However, those thoughts were what filled our minds. all that we couldn't say aloud, made our heads feel like they were going to explode. So, at least on the outside, the parlor had once again regained its calm mood. Everything was left unsettled.
少しだけ雨足が弱まった気がする
It
ね。
actually does sound a little bit lighter, doesn't it?
まだいっぱい降ってるよ。おー。
仮にやんだって、この島には船がねえんだしな。船が明日すぐに来てくれりゃいいんだがよ。
Hopefully no one else dies.
洋館バカンさんもうお腹いっぱいだぜ。
母さん、明日船はいつ来るのかな。
本来なら帰りの船は今日の3時に来てくれることになっていました。先方も台風が過ぎてから来直すと電話をしてくれたでしょうが、あいにく電話は普通ですから。でも向こうも子供の使いではありません。客人の方々の送迎目的だと教えてありますから、おそらく明日の朝一番で、多分9時頃くらいに来てくれるでしょう。
It was completely black outside. When I looked at the clock, I realized that it was just past 7. I was starting to get hungry. We should make some food. In the kitchen, Kumasawa was cooking enthusiastically, anything to get that terrible scene off her mind. She had laid out a variety of dishes, and while they didn't match the level of Gota's artful cooking, they were still quite gorgeous. It was an act of kindness from Kumasawa, who was trying to enliven everyone's low spirits with some food. Kumasawa wasn't nearly as talented as a professional cook like Gota, but she was far from unskilled. On the contrary, since she had been brought up in a fishing village, the simple food she created was sometimes very highly valued. Cannon arranged the food Kumasawa had finished creating on plates, under her direction. Cannon also helped in the kitchen sometimes, but since he was rarely placed in that role, he was slightly awkward, even though he tried his best. Self-conscious about the fact that he couldn't skillfully arrange the food, Cannon's expression darkened slightly. But Kumasawa smiled as though everything was fine.
きれいに盛り付けられてますよ。カノン君もお上手ですよ。
シャノン姉さんだったらもっと綺麗に。
Well, it's never going to be Shannon ever again. Cannon stopped arranging the food for a bit, and hung his head. Shannon was the one who always assisted Kumasawa in her cooking. Tonight, Cannon was doing it instead. And as he remembered Shannon's face and her brutal end, he grimaced. Genji spoke kindly to Cannon as he advanced upon. Nanjo had escaped from the parlor once the mood had become sour, and Genji had become his opponent in a game of chess upon Nanjo's request.
はい、今は忘れます。
それがいいだろう。
Genji purposefully faced away from Cannon as he spoke. He did so because he understood that it might make things tougher on Cannon if he noticed that someone was looking at his eyes. Nanjo also understood that, and held back any thoughtless words.
金蔵さんもどこへ行かれたんでしょうな。ご無事だといいのですが。わかりません。ただ、すべては親方様が望まれ、仕組まれたことのように思っています。それを邪推することは、親方様にお仕えする家具には過ぎたことです。源氏さんは怖くないのですか。私には今夜まだ何か良くないことが起こるような気がして怖いのです。
Yeah, I've got a feeling about that as well.
怖いことなど何も。私はただ後ろ宮家にお仕えするだけです。
Nanjo sighed through his nose and made a carefully considered move. Nanjo was very slightly dubious. Could Genji possibly think that he would be left out of this? He couldn't even imagine what was happening inside this mansion. but he definitely couldn't deny the possibility that Kinzo had devised something. If you liken this island to chess, Kinzo had opened the game, and, as a result, 6 pieces had been defeated. Could it be that Genji was calm because he believed that he was on the outside of the chessboard and safe? Nanjo thought about it. Isn't everyone just a piece on this chessboard, lined up equally, without any exceptions? Wasn't even Genji, who had gained more of Kinzo's trust than anyone, no, who was confident of his position as Kinzo's only close friend, just another one of the pieces laid out on the chessboard?
源氏さん、私は今夜が本当に怖いのです。無事に明日の朝を迎えられることを心より願っています。
I would wager a good idea might be to get out of this place and get into the guest house, but that's just my thought. The guest room that Eva and Hideyoshi had moved into had originally been built to house guests before the guest house had been constructed. So until a few years ago, they had stayed in this very room every family conference, and were very familiar with it. This room, just like a room in a hotel, had a bedroom and a bathroom. So even though they were still shut in, it was far more comfortable than the parlor.
やっぱり家族だけだとリラックスできるな。他のみんなも客室にこもって鍵をかけてりゃええんや。
夏日姉さんが客間を出るなって威張り散らしてるんだもん。誰も口答えなんてできないでしょ。あの人ずーっと冷や飯を食ってきたから、兄さんが死んでやっと天下が来たって張り切ってんのよ。まったくずうずうしいったらあるしな。
まあそう言うな。夏日さんもあれで結構頑張っとるんやで。お前もそう突っかからんでもええやないか。さっきのレシートの件もあそこまではいいしや。
Finally, somebody goes forward with that.
だってあそこで言わなかったらもう言うタイミングがないんだもん。
Eva, sulking cutely and looking at the television, sat alongside Hideyoshi, who was lying on the bed.
でも、こうして二人きりになるのはずいぶん久しぶりよね。
そうやな。思えばわしもお前も老けたもんや。ジョージが生まれてから何もかもがあっという間や。
本当にあっという間よ。子供を作るの焦りすぎたかしら。
Eva's eyes looked like they were staring off into the distance. Yes, she had thought it had been a once-in-a-lifetime chance. Her older brother Cross had been unable to have a child for quite some time. 6 years passed after his marriage to Natsui, without any signs of pregnancy, which didn't please Kinzo at all. Eva herself had thought that, since when she married, her name would be moved outside the Ushiromiya register anyway, it didn't matter whether the successor to the head was born or not. And then one day, she had a heavenly revelation. Or maybe it was the whisperings of the devil that she had heard in her greed. Why couldn't she remain in the Ushiromiya register by giving birth to a successor first? If things went well, could she inherit the Ushiromiya family herself? When she proposed this to Hideyoshi, he had approved of it instantly. This had not been because Hideyoshi also had greedy thoughts. For Hideyoshi, who had no close relatives, it was a chance for him to feel once more the long-forgotten thing called family. So when they got married, he'd not fussed over which last name they were to keep, and had quickly agreed to have his name entered into the Ushiromiya family register. It hadn't been easy to persuade Kinzo, but as his daughter, Eva knew Kinzo's personality well. So, by choosing the time when Kinzo was most dissatisfied with Natsui, she was magnificently able to make him accept Hideyoshi as a son-in-law. Looking at Hideyoshi, who had achieved success after starting from nothing, Kinzo might have seen a little bit of himself. He quickly grew to like Hideyoshi, and permitted him to transfer into the Ushiramiya register. George would eventually become successor to the Ushiramiya family. They had raised him strictly with that purpose in mind. George had been worth their while, and had grown into a fabulous young man who wouldn't disappoint no matter where he went. That was why he had not been permitted to fall in love with a servant like Shannon. So when she had learned that Shannon was dead, and that the engagement was invalid, while part of her had been shocked at the gruesome crime, part of her had been relieved that her cute George wouldn't be stolen by some servant girl. Oh, she makes me mad. Whew, okay.
私、クラウス兄さんのことが昔から嫌いだったわ。
I couldn't tell.
偉そうで威張ってて。自分がやがては当主になるのだと自慢してて。だから、それに一矢報いてやりたかった。でも、それは子供の頃の感情なのよ。
Yes. Yes.
でもその感情は、それだけならまだいい。その感情は、あなたやジョージまで巻き込んで振り回してしまった。
エヴァ、備え自分を責めるな。
Hideyoshi got up and held Eva's shoulder. She could feel a warm understanding from him.
わしはな、自分の人生はもうとっくに折り返しに入っとる。でもな、今日までの生活を後悔したことは一度もないで。一度もや。エヴァと一緒で他の男どもじゃ味わえん楽しい人生になったと思っとる。戦争で身寄りを失ったわしにもう一度家族のぬくもりを教えてくれた。だから後宮の家には感謝しとるし、わしとお前が歩んできた人生にな、今日までほんまに楽しい人生やったで。
ありがとう、あなた。
Eva hung her head, burying her face in Hideyoshi's chest. Probably, no one in the parlor could even imagine that the sight of Eva existed.
感謝するのはわしや。今日までお前と一緒にいて後悔した日なんてあらへん。
私もよ。あなたと一緒になれてよかった。
ジョージももう立派な大人や。わしが見張ってなくてもしっかり仕事ができる一人前や。で、正月あたりをのんびりモルジブあたりで過ごさんか。わしら二人水いらずや。
If you make it that long.
いやよ。毎年年賀状の返礼で寝る暇もないとか言ってるじゃない。
次の正月だけはなしや。年賀状はみん。黙って下のお年玉くじだけチェックするんや。
Oh yeah, see, I thought this was more modern day time, and I was told in fact that this was like in the 80s, 70s, something like that. And up until now, I really haven't gotten a hint about that. Maybe the only hint being why didn't they have cell phones to call for help, but I figured maybe they were too far off from the mainland to use cell phones, so I kind of dismissed that idea. This is probably the first real hint I've gotten that they are back in a period of time where color TVs are in fact not common.
やだ。モルジブでお年玉くじのチェックなんてしたくない。
じゃあそいつもなしや。水いらずのんびりでジョージが生まれる直前の新婚時代の続きをちょいとしてみんか。
それならいいわね。
モルジブはええとこらしいで。
I feel like they just raised like 20 death flags.
なんもない島に美しいサンゴ礁と水上コテージが並んでてな。
新婚時代の続きっていつからなの？
仕事納めしたらすぐや。旅行店に聞いてみんとわからんが、多分 大晦日前には。
いや、今すぐがいい。
Awkward. Evan nagged at his lips, peevishly, or maybe coitishly. The only sounds that filled the room were the distant announcer on the news, which Hideyoshi had left on, and the obnoxious pounding of the rain against the window. Well, thank goodness we left that scene. Awkward. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the next part.